you had like short stories and you wanted it to be on some Donald Goines Iceberg Slim shit, but they're all too short. But we're gonna do it. So this is the last one. All right. After this one is like the CO jail, before they're going to jail, like they was in a military one. All right. After a couple of tours in Iraq, Jeff Hoffman came home to Mass. He had a wife and a child, and it was time to transition with the skill he accumulated overseas and serve his community locally as well. From 2000 to 2005, he was overseas with the military active duty. Letters and Skype videos kept him knowing that he had a life waiting for him in Mass, and over time, he was ready to be home with her. He came home with a good record and wondered what the next option would be. The people suggested he could parlay those talents into the criminal justice world. He did just that. He applied for the CO career path that winter. He passed the physical impressively, and the hiring officers were always happy to welcome a good soldier into the ranks of the House of Corrections. That worked out for him. His wife was overjoyed. He came home to some CO position. It's good. The brother take care of her before and after his tours. It was looking great. They were heading to the next level. He wasn't too traumatized by the tours overseas, but he did reflect on the violence he witnessed once in a while. There was bombs and home invasions, tragedy and bullets flying and desert shootouts, concentrated, ordered, and logistic capture of territories in any time of the day or night, securing areas and prepping the Iraqi forces to take over, securing the areas in Iraq for the eventual departures of all American soldiers. It could get crazy, and it was a totally different land with different customs and all that. With all of that coming to a close, he was just fortunate to be with his new family and his old family. He started up in the world again, and he held it down, taking care of her with money and things of that nature. But now he was home, so it could go to the next level as a family. The fam threw him a party. The CO job was no walk in the park, however. The wildest criminals and gangs from all parts of Massachusetts were shackled and bussed from county every day to a maximum security point named Bill Ricker and Walpole. Boston's wildest savages were in the building every day. Deadly gang confrontations, drugs, contraband, weapons, and violence was a rampant reality. People behind the bars was like, kill, kill, and another was like, I eat women. The brother had gone from war-torn nation to another war-torn nation of sorts, and he and his peers were called upon to establish order. They had been trained on various scenarios that they would go through as COs, and it was necessary. The funny part about the COs was, in some senses, they were just as street as the brothers they secured. Some black guy thinking, I was a CO until someone behind the bar is like, so I could get the yams when I come home? And a female CO is like, motherfucker. Some people felt there was nothing worse than a chummy CO, but what's the basis when you're surrounded by people who still people, despite whatever gang or stereotype placed upon them? A job's a job, but the COs would do human things. Human like letting some fights transpire. Some of the women would mess with the guards and inmates. Gambling, regular socializing, and different events once in a while to humanize the surrounding. The inmates would pull it off. A little rap here and there, just chit-chat, had led to outbreaks, shivs and cakes, marriages, firings, and all sorts of extra perks. Chick that's a CO is like, when you gonna blaze this? Nigga behind the wall is like, motherfucker. The higher-ups had warned against this type of fraternization, but hey, the new CO was navigating his way through all that. The gangs were serious. He a guy, so fraternization wasn't the worst of his problems. But the culture was violent and sneaky. Visits were monitored, cells were searched in random intervals. Whole blocks were locked down. Sometimes it was serious. He in charge of the yard the day it jumped off. It was a sunny afternoon. People was on the weights and socializing outside, smoking and talking. A particular group of inmates were running full on the court. One of the guards is like, I bet lunch something happens at the ball courts. The other CO is like, I like those odds. Ball has always been civil every day I've been here. That was the new guy. He wasn't observing the who of what was going on that basketball court. For some reason, it was all the active Bloods and Muslims running a friendly game. Nothing had ever happened on those courts before, though, since he had been signed on. Sure enough, the game stopped and a fight started. Someone said, pussy. Another one was like, pussy. And someone else was like, yo. And then the COs is like, sound the alarm. Then another CO was like, hold on. The older guys said, hold on. People were getting poked up and stomped out. It was pandemonium as far as he could see. Enough was enough as he chilled per their request, but he couldn't take it if something too crazy happened and just sitting like an asshole watching when they was supposed to secure the area. The new guy pressed the alarm. The old guys rolled their eyes but ran out to stop the melee. You couldn't see every active gang member on those courts. You're blind. The new guy felt 10 to 15 minutes of watching them go at it was a little too sadist. People were leaking. A couple of inmates were stomped out and in need of the medic. The inmates involved were pointlessly rounded up for questioning. No one would talk. That fight led to some sort of pact between the two rival sets. The COs scoffed at that truce. They was like, bullshit. They want you to think there's some sort of truce crap. They're all killers and dealers who aren't going to keep anything like that for 20 minutes. The new CO decided he was right. He was right about the altercation in the yard. What was a truce anyway? All the same underhanded deals and beef still lingered no matter what anyone said. The gang took it serious, to be fair. An Asian guy was poked up in a scuffle and a Muslim was badly beaten by some Bloods. CO says, these monkeys can just as soon tear each other apart for all I care. They're psychos. Last month, one of those assholes hurled their own shit at my CO uniform when I was doing count. Do you know how hard shit is to get out of polyester? Savages, man. Another CO was like, haha, I get you, bro. Keep Jesus in your heart. Then the other CO was like, yeah, it's funny till they run that crap on you. 20 years of this mess, I'm just waiting to Danny Glover this bitch, get my pension, and move with my old lady to GA. I'm pretty sick of these lunatics. You'll lose your scruples dealing with convicts. Thinking, they said, I guess he needs to vent, but it definitely sounds honest. They made the protocol rounds and discussed more things. The old head was pretty damn near retirement. They got along. Then the CEO was like, they prey on female COs, boy, I tell ya. He got a kick out of that aspect of the CO inmate relationship. I tell you, a few women done lost their jobs and marriages and all that over these knuckleheads. If I could write a book, I'd be swimming in it. And another CO says, some lady helped those two guys escape. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, that was the one you heard about. All that aside, it was never about the JOB, but his wife and kid, as far as he could see. Being closer to home felt like a blessing, and being there for them really was what it was all about. It wasn't about the gangs or the politics or the business. It was about his baby and their child. The job could get to him too, but he was good. Calm down and think about what it really was all about. It could get violent out there, but the COs had a handle on things. If there was a lack of follow through near protocol. CO was like, what's going on, babe? His wife was like, when you getting home? 20 minutes or so, what's up? I'm just glad you're back and all that. Love you, bro. Love you too. Nah, really, what's that about you love me too, but you been gone forever like? That was for us. Yeah, well, now you in a gorilla death cage every day. Like, you don't get it. What if we rely just on you? Everybody's starving, babe. What's up? That's not true. Babe, like, it's all good, but seriously, I can handle myself out here. Like, it's me, Fallujah and back and shit. Fuck you. Well, shit. He hung up. The phone rang again. What's up? How are you? How was your first few months? All right. A couple fights, 20 contraband confiscations, 60 bribes for different things. I know that's right. Listen, if you ever need to talk, I'm here and shit. I hear you. Seriously, this job crazy. Take it easy. Thanks, good night. Wifey riffing, job stress, and little support and things like that. He slid into the driveway and strolled in the crib. Man, them joints, man, I don't know. Just do it. Just do it. Yo, he said, just do it.